I can't think of a much better way to spend my day than out on the water crashing through some waves having a good time. And for those who frequent this channel, you may realize this doesn't look familiar. Well, we're making a guest appearance in Boca Raton Inlet this week. Welcome back guys, it is your boy Broncos Guru, and it is this week's episode of Boats vs. Haulover, except you know what? It's going to be Boats vs. Boca Raton. And based on these preview clips, it looks like we could have a good battle this week. Our first boat to do battle with Boca Raton Inlet today is going to be a nice little Sea Fox. This vessel right here is probably a little bit small for these conditions, but I'll tell you what, this captain is handling it like a pro. He's coming through here throttle down, letting the boat and the motor do the work, and he looks good doing it. This round's definitely going to the boats. That's a great way to start for the boats. Our second boat to do battle with Boca Raton is going to show us what it's like when we figure it out as we're coming through the inlet. Right here he starts off, he's coming through a little slow and he's letting the waves push him around just a little bit. He does eventually figure this one out. You can tell he eventually puts a little bit more pressure on the throttle to get the boat back online and let the boat once again do the work and take the beating. Here I was close on this one. I am going to give this one to the boats because they did figure it out in the end, but it was close to me wanting to give it to Boca Raton. Next boater is going to show us what it's like when you believe in saving the kids. Well, not really. Right here, this is my biggest pet peeve in boating. When I see people coming out of inlets with their kids in the front of the bow with no frickin' life jackets on. Right here, even though my man looks just fine coming out, but you never really know what to expect when coming out of an inlet. I never give people the win when they got the kids in the bow like this, so it's not happening today. Boca gets this one. Our next boat is going to show us what it's like when you come out of Boca Raton Inlet just a little bit too cautious, especially for the size of boat and type of boat that you have. Right here, these guys have a pretty decent sized boat that should be able to handle these conditions pretty easily, but they come out of the inlet fairly slow. This is a pretty common thing, and it's not because people don't want to take a beating, it's because it's a little bit intimidating to do this to begin with. As these guys come out, they realize real quickly they probably could have came out a little faster, and right here at the end wound up taking a little bit of a tail beating. I'm actually going to go ahead and give this round to Boca Raton Inlet for that. And that will take us into our fifth and final round, tied it to a piece, where we're going to let you guys decide who wins. It's been a little while since we've done this, so here we go. Here we've got this deck boat coming out of Boca Raton Inlet. As you can tell right here, they've already lost their bimini top as one of the poles broke as they were coming out. Once again, these guys are coming out pretty aggressive for the type of boat they got. Typically, I would tell people to come out in speed, but when you got a flat bottom boat like this, you're going to take an absolute beating. This boat just does not have the dead rise to be able to do something like this in these kind of conditions. As you can tell here, my man lost his hat as well. A couple cushions went flying. Let me know in the comments below who won this one. Was it the boats or Boca Raton? Maybe they should have took some lessons from this guy in this deck boat. He's coming through Boca Raton Inlet pretty solid. A little bit bigger deck boat, but still, he does it pretty impressively. Bimini top down, everything looks safe. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Once again, in the comments below, let us know who won this episode, if it was Boca Raton or the boats, and I'll highlight a few of you who voted in the next episode. Also, be sure to check out our other two channels. We've got Wavy Boats, who gets us all this great footage down at Haulover Inlet, and of course Boca Raton this time. And check out my channel as well, Broncos Guru, do some great comedy boating videos over there as well. And if you haven't already, drop an anchor on that subscribe button.